What if I told you your body becomes a completely different machine when you eat just once a day? Not in weeks, not in days, but within hours. The moment you stop eating, a silent switch flips inside you. Your blood, your brain, even your fat cells begin to react in ways most people never realize. Hunger isn't what you think it is. Energy doesn't come from where you've been told. And somewhere between hour 8 and hour 20, something almost unbelievable begins to happen. The question is, are you unlocking your body's hidden power or pushing it toward danger? Stay with me. This timeline will change how you see food forever. Have you ever felt truly disconnected from your own body? Like it was a machine you inhabited, but didn't quite understand, constantly demanding, often sluggish, and resistant to change? For years, that was my reality. I chased fleeting energy with sugary snacks, battled an insatiable appetite, and watched my vitality slowly ebb away, wondering if this was just the inevitable march of time, a fate I had to accept. I saw others who seemed to glow with an inner fire, effortlessly energetic, mentally sharp, and I envied them, believing they held some secret I was forever destined to miss. My name is Alex, and my journey wasn't about finding a magic pill or a fleeting fad diet. It was about rediscovering a profound wisdom already encoded within me, a biological blueprint for resilience and rejuvenation that had simply been buried under layers of modern habits and misconceptions. It began with a simple, yet radical idea. What if I could recalibrate my body's fundamental rhythms, not by adding more, but by consciously choosing to consume less, and in doing so, unlock an entirely new way of living? What if I could truly understand what happens, hour by hour, when I step aside and allow my body to do what it was designed to do? The first day, the first week, felt like stepping into an unknown wilderness. I decided to condense my entire day's nourishment into a single mindful meal, embarking on what I now understand as a profound physiological journey. The 4 hours, the initial satisfaction and storage. After my meal, a feeling of deep satisfaction washed over me. This was the immediate reward, the body processing the delicious, nutritious fuel I had just provided. In these first few hours, my body was diligently at work, breaking down carbohydrates into glucose, absorbing proteins, and assimilating healthy fats. Insulin levels, naturally, were high, acting as the body's master storage hormone. It was like the body's pantry was being restocked, and any excess energy was being carefully tucked away as glycogen in my liver and muscles, ready for later use. I felt full, content, sometimes even a little sleepy, as my digestive system took center stage. This was the familiar dance, the immediate aftermath of nourishment. Part T12. Hours. The shift and the whisper of hunger. As the hours ticked past, the immediate fullness began to subside. Around the 4-hour mark, my blood sugar started to normalize, and insulin levels, having done their job of storing energy, began to gracefully decrease. This was the first subtle shift. My body, having processed the readily available fuel from my recent meal, now began to gently tap into those glycogen reserves. It was like turning from the main fuel tank to the reserve tank. Around the 8 to 10-hour mark, a familiar sensation would often stir within me. Hunger. It wasn't the ravenous, desperate hunger I had associated with deprivation, but a gentle, sometimes insistent, whisper. This was ghrelin, the hunger hormone, making its presence known. In my old life, this would have been my cue to reach for a snack, to silence the signal. But now I observed it, acknowledged it, and chose to let it pass, understanding it was a natural part of the process, a sign my body was preparing for a deeper transformation. After 12 hours, the deep dive into fat burning. This was where the real magic began to unfold, typically after the 12-hour mark. By now, those glycogen stores, the body's readily accessible energy reserves, were largely depleted. And this, my friends, is the pivot point. With glycogen gone and no new incoming fuel, insulin levels dropped to their lowest point. This was the signal, the biological green light for my body to switch gears entirely. It was like the main power grid went offline, and the emergency generator, a far more efficient and abundant one, kicked in. My body began to burn stored fat for fuel. Not just a little, but as its primary energy source. This wasn't just about weight loss, it was about metabolic flexibility, about teaching my body to effortlessly access the vast energy reserves it already carried. The feeling was subtle at first, a sense of lightness, a quiet hum. 14 to 16 hours, the clarity and the calm. And then something truly remarkable happened, usually between 14 and 16 hours into the fast. The hunger, that earlier whisper of ghrelin, often completely disappeared. It wasn't suppressed, it just wasn't there. Instead, a profound sense of stable energy washed over me. No more energy crashes, no more post-lunch slumps. My brain, once accustomed to the erratic highs and lows of glucose, was now being fueled by ketones, a byproduct of fat burning. This was an entirely different kind of fuel, clean, efficient, and incredibly steady. My mental clarity sharpened, my focus deepened, and I found a quiet, sustained energy that felt like a wellspring rather than a fleeting spark. It was as if a fog had lifted, revealing a landscape of clear thought and calm presence. The world seemed brighter, my problem-solving abilities felt enhanced, and I experienced an unprecedented level of mental endurance. 16 to 18 hours. The inner housekeeping. Autophagy. As I consistently pushed past the 16-hour mark, I began to understand a process even more profound than just fat burning. Autophagy. Imagine your body as a magnificent, intricate city. Every day, cells are working, producing waste, and some components get old or damaged. Autophagy is like the city's highly efficient recycling and renewal program. It's when the body intelligently identifies and removes damaged cells, misfolded proteins, and worn-out cellular components, then recycles them into new, healthy parts. It's a deep clean, a cellular spring cleaning that promotes longevity and cellular health. Knowing this was happening within me, silently, powerfully, filled me with a sense of awe and deep respect for my body's inherent wisdom. It wasn't just about feeling better. It was about becoming better, at a fundamental, cellular level. 20 to 22 hours. The youthful surge, human growth hormone. The benefits continued to compound. From 20 to 22 hours, my body unleashed another incredible biological advantage. A massive surge in human growth hormone, or HGH. We're talking about a potential increase of 1,300% to 2,000%. This wasn't about artificial enhancement, it was my body's natural fountain of youth. HGH is crucial for protecting muscle mass, ensuring that while my body was burning fat, it was preserving and even promoting the repair of lean muscle. It's a powerful fat-burning hormone in its own right, further amplifying the metabolic benefits. This felt like my body was not just repairing itself, but actively rebuilding, rejuvenating, and making me stronger from the inside out. It was a testament to the idea that sometimes less truly is more, allowing the body's own incredible mechanisms to take the reins. After 23 hours, optimized and restored. By the time I reached the 23-hour mark, just before my single meal, my body was in an optimal state. My insulin sensitivity was at its peak, meaning my cells were incredibly responsive to insulin, efficiently utilizing nutrients when they did arrive. My digestive system, having had a prolonged rest, was primed and ready, like a well-oiled machine given time to cool down and reset. This period of rest also allowed beneficial gut bacteria to thrive, contributing to overall gut health and a stronger immune system. I felt light, energized, and profoundly connected to my internal rhythms. It wasn't about deprivation, it was about liberation. Liberation from constant food thoughts, from energy roller coasters, from the feeling of being controlled by my appetite. When the time finally came for my meal, it was a moment of pure enjoyment and conscious nourishment. This wasn't a free-for-all. It was an opportunity to flood my body with high-quality protein, essential healthy fats, and an abundance of vibrant green vegetables. Every bite felt purposeful, maximizing the benefits harvested from the fasting window. I learned to savor it, to truly taste and appreciate the fuel I was providing. I must emphasize, this transformation didn't happen overnight. My body needed a gradual adaptation phase. It had to build its metabolic machinery, shifting from being a sugar burner to a fat burner. The first few days, even weeks, could be challenging. Headaches, fatigue, irritability. This was often due to electrolyte loss, as the body sheds water when glycogen is depleted. I quickly learned the importance of salt supplementation, adding a pinch of quality sea salt to my water throughout the day, ensuring my electrolytes stayed balanced. It was a journey of listening to my body, adjusting, and allowing it the time it needed to relearn its ancient wisdom. And while this journey has been profoundly transformative for me, it is crucial to understand that this path is not for everyone. This way of eating is powerful, and like any powerful tool, it must be used with awareness and caution. It is absolutely not recommended for pregnant or breastfeeding women, whose bodies have different vital demands. Individuals with a history of eating disorders should steer clear, as it can potentially exacerbate unhealthy patterns. And for anyone taking medication for diabetes or blood pressure, embarking on such a change without consulting a doctor is simply irresponsible. Your health is paramount, and professional guidance is always the wisest course. My journey through the hour-by-hour dance of OMAD has been more than just a change in eating patterns. It has been a profound re-education, a reconnection with the incredible intelligence of my own body. It taught me patience, discipline, and a deep appreciation for the cycles of rest and renewal. It showed me that true energy and clarity don't come from constant external input, but from allowing my internal systems to optimize, to heal, and to thrive. It's about more than just food. It's about understanding the symphony within and learning to conduct it with wisdom and intention, unlocking a vitality I once thought was lost forever. This isn't just a story about eating. It's a story about unlocking potential, one mindful hour at a time. The deeper lesson is this: your body is incredibly adaptive, but it responds best to mindful habits, not extremes. Instead of blindly following trends, learn to observe your energy, your hunger, and your overall well-being. Start small, perhaps by extending the time between meals, choosing more nourishing foods, and creating a routine that supports both your physical and mental health. True health is not about restriction, but about alignment with your body's natural rhythm. What do you think? Could you try eating once a day? Or does it feel too extreme for your lifestyle? Share your thoughts in the comments so everyone can learn from each other. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel Everyday Vital Path to support us and stay inspired for more powerful content ahead.